born in the 60s, so most of my people lived out in cattle properties then, and I've had the privilege to actually grow up amongst cattle and horses most of my life. I think it's a healthy lifestyle, but mainly it's a good living, put it that way. It's a good, clean living. KIMSS is a Kimberley Indigenous Management Support Service for a lot of these Kimberley properties up here that have been run down and not really looked after. For the last few years, I can get roughly about 10 to 20 years, that a lot of the pastoral industry sort of died in the butt sort of thing with proper cattle management and land management and stuff like that, and infrastructures. They've had contractors come into these joints and like stripped the place bare, took the cattle out, never rebuilt nothing. So what KIMSS is doing now is bringing a lot of these places up to standards, you know, like a lot of work, and then just planning and cattle-wise, and getting better herds, controlling your herds, and better management overall, you know.
The old blokes who came up with this concept, the old Aboriginal fellas, Dickie Cox, Sammy Costain, Billy King and others, it was Dickie Cox from Noonkanbah, 1997-98, who finally grabbed a hold of this thing and said, enough talk, let's do something.
Well, I think we wanted to run at the station or on our own, but we like to learn more about that and how to run place, so that other people in other stations, they can see that what's going on, what's happening.
When Noonkanbah came to the department to launch this project and try and get the department involved, and they had about 1,100 head of cattle on Noonkanbah, that's all they had. And they were desperate for management support and management advice, and they wanted to do things right. They didn't want to blunder along year in, year out. So they came to the department and they bought extension advice. A completely novel concept.
The service that we provided at the time was quite innovative in the sense that the contract was underpinned by a set of milestones and outcomes that have been reviewed every year. They were annually reviewed, and by the people out there and the department, so that we had a service that was relevant and updated and provided for the, I suppose, the style and the format of service that they required.
And that's what he's saying to us. You got to have a capital training, and for all how you run your funding and things like this. Well, let's get that out of the ground and show that all community and all other places and what's happening and what you are doing now today is really good.
And Noonkanbah today, whereas in 1998 Noonkanbah had about 1,100 head, 2007, 2008 they're selling between 1,200 and 1,300 head. The business has grown tenfold in a few years.
We look at right back where we started from, and nothing really happened on the time that we seen. And now that when Kim come along and they join us, and they show us everything, that from the cattle and training and the young people, that we call them the Agriculture Academy, and they train the young people how to brand cattle. And if we're going to come to a self-sufficient and self-determination, and we got to show that, and how we can run the property.
So during now that we're sort of in the late dry season, where do most of the cattle spend most of the time at these rural?
That'll be all in the spring, and the river, that'll be all coming out in the afternoon.
All the way along, or do they tend to have one spot?
All along.
Yeah, okay.
They're starting to come out now.
Yeah.
Come out to feed and hit straight back in the river.
Yeah.
All that river still a lot of water pools, you know, big pools.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go on this side.
In the Kimberley area, there's a lot of stockmen, and especially from Broome right up to Canada, that's where the stockman is, you know. Horse Creek, Fitzroy. Our people have been made into that. Even those old John Wayne movies or Charles Bronson movies, we used to even watch that when we were kids. So we wanted to be like them, and seeing them with a piebald horse or chestnut horse, and we all wanted that, have a buckle and a spur and a big top hat. when I was a young boy, I badly wanted to be a stockman and to work on a cattle pen. Now I got that my dream come true. I'm actually running a station. I'm a manager of a station, and I got where I wanted to be. So that's a really, if you're young people out there, what your dream, so just follow your dream. So it'll be good.